Hello everybody, today I'm here with another Disney Heroes Battle Mode hero concept, and today I've created Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb. So let's take a closer look at him. And I know in the previous video I said I made 22, the fastest I've ever done it, and the reason I chose 22 is because it would go so quick. But this one by far was the quickest one I've ever done. And I'm like, I think maybe I should have tried to do some fur details because I've never really done that. But I just don't know how to go about doing it. It just is not simple the way that I create these characters to do something like that. But I guess I should have experimented with it. I did this in one night, just one sitting. It went very fast, and then, I mean, it certainly looks like Perry. I really like Perry. He's a very fun, silent protagonist, and a very good foil to Dr. Doofenshmirtz, who I'd also love to see get added, but I think Perry would be a much more, simple and fun character to get. And he's got a lot of different moves he does over the course of the show, so there's a lot of different, opportunities for him. But yeah, his design overall was not too difficult. I've never drawn him before, so it was kind of fun to do that. And I hope he kind of looks in the similar style as the original Phineas and Ferb drawing that I did. I tried to kind of keep a similar style with the colored lines and everything. And then he also is in this somewhat more mid-action pose, where most of them I usually just have them pretty blandly standing around. For Perry, I decided it would make more sense to have him actually ready to fight. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say really, but I'd love to hear what you guys think of the design. Again, it's really simple. I'm already working on a few others that will be much more complicated, but let's start going through some of the skills that I came up with for Perry. So the first move was from the first episode, where he's kind of trapped in Doofenshmirtz's arms trapped, and there's a screw on the floor that he hits with his tail, and he launches it forward and hits Doof in the foot. And then after that, he also starts fighting with this wrench. I think either of these attacks could work for one of Perry's moves, and I kind of like both of them as just an idea. Mostly just because they're from the first episode, so I think it's pretty important to have something from that. So either the wrench kind of dueling, or actually hitting a screw with his tail towards the enemies, and maybe having that as pierce and doing damage in that sort of way. But otherwise, just attacking with the wrench as well would make for some sort of weapon for Perry to have, and a fun reference to the very first episode of the series. Alright, so the next skill I thought of was some sort of disguise for Perry. Either just Perry himself being in the platypus form without his hat and suddenly pulling up his hat, or this somewhat classic clip where he has the fake nose and glasses disguise. He tricks Doof a lot into thinking he's just a regular platypus or someone else, so I think it'd be fun to incorporate that in some way. I don't know what specifically that skill would do, but I just think it's such a fun and classic thing that Perry likes to do. That'd be fun to see implemented in some way, but I genuinely have no idea what it would do. The next skill is Perry's jetpack. I thought would be an interesting move. He has a few different vehicles that they could choose from, but one of the most iconic ones is probably his jetpack. And then, I don't know, he could just fly across the screen, or maybe that's his entrance or exit animation. Something along those lines, but if it's not the jetpack, then I think one of his other vehicles would make a perfect move or entrance or exit animation, for sure. But I always like the jetpack, so I thought that'd be pretty cool to include. Finally, I just have this clip from the movie where he gets some sports attire. I don't know what to call it, but he's got the helmet and the shoulder pads. And maybe he could get armor up and put on some of this equipment or something. But in general, it's just a cool fight scene and has some different ways that Perry could attack. And then for his friendships, I thought that maybe the Rocketeer would be an interesting one to have included, since we don't really get to, like, I don't think Rocketeer has that many friends and people that, like, he can relate to in the game right now, so they kind of have a similar vibe in a way. Perry's almost a superhero, so it would be cool to see them together. And I really didn't think this through. I mean, we could just take the easy way out and say the Phineas and Ferb characters I created before would be his other friendship, but that seems kind of messed up. We could have him be with someone like one of the ducks, like maybe Donald. Just because he's another, like, duck-billed man of action. But yeah, Perry is a really cool character. And honestly, if they were to add a character for Phineas and Ferb, it's entirely possible that Perry would be the one that they add. He's almost like one of the main protagonists. Like, I get Phineas and Ferb are the name of the series, but Doof and Perry are just as important to the show as, like, Phineas and Ferb and Candace are. So it would be really cool to see. He's got a lot of different moves throughout the show, and I'd love to hear some of the skills that you could come up with, because I didn't really have that many. Like, I was scrolling through YouTube videos trying to find stuff, and these were the best ones I could come up with, but I guarantee there are a lot more things that Perry could do that I would love to hear from you guys. But also let me know what other characters you want to see. If you want to see more Phineas and Ferb characters, I can do that too. Again, I would love to make Doofenshmirtz, but many other characters would be equally as fun to do. So let me know. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.